everybody, welcome to Unit 1. So Unit 1 is where I'm going to go through what you do in terms of the inventory that you use with couples. So first of all, what is an inventory? So an inventory is a way of measuring sort of the symptoms, if you like, or issues, or whatever you want to call it, at the beginning of the therapy and then at the end of therapy. Some people would call this clinical governance, and this is what helps the couple to sort of see that they have made progress. So they can see that in a number of ways. One, because the scores at the beginning will be different by the end if you've done good therapy. So, or if they've fully engaged as well. So it's not always down to the therapist, as we all know. But if they've engaged in therapy and they've done what you've gone over in every week in the 5 weeks that you've worked with them, then there should be a reduction in the scores, and therefore this demonstrates that they are addressing the problems and that they are managing to overcome the problems what they came to couples counselling with. So it's good evidence for them that the counselling has been a success, or has started to be a success if it's going to need more sessions. Sometimes at week 5 they still may be a long way off resolving the problems what they come for, so that's absolutely fine. But this can help you and them to identify the areas, because there's a specific question aimed at specific areas that are still problems. So then you can look at them inventories at week 1, week 2, and you can say, right, well, there's still a lot of argument going on, so maybe we need to do a bit more work around argument resolution. Would you agree with that? So I'm just wondering, would you agree that there is still quite a lot of argument going on? And then they will say, yeah, there is a lot of argument still going on, or no, there isn't. So it obviously, based on the inventory, that gives you a little bit of a guide to sort of then deploy the intervention that you've learnt from this course in working with them couple as well. So it's good for that as well. Like I said, it's done at week 1. You would do it at week 1 when you first meet the couple. Maybe not in the very introduction. If you just want to get to know them, you wouldn't probably do it then. But in the very first session, that's where I would normally do it. When working with individuals or working with couples, I would do it then. Then you compare the results at week 5 and also at week 11 as well, if they've gone that far, or whatever, how many sessions they're going to be. It might be that they just have 8 sessions, so then you do another one just before the last session, and then you compare it then as well. You may want to do another one when the very last session. It's entirely up to you, that really. I think week 1 and week 5 is fine. Some people would say that you should do it every week, and you've got the option here. What I say to people is, discuss it with your supervisor, see what they think as well, because I'm not your supervisor, everybody who's watching this. So I would say discuss it with your supervisor. You think about whether it's going to be appropriate for the client to do it every week, or whether you would just prefer to do it, like I say, week 1, week 5. I'm looking at it doing it just week 1, week 5. I think that's enough for working with couples. If you're working with like somebody who's suicidal, then you may want to try and do one every week, because it acts as a little bit of a risk assessment as well. So if you do get a couple who one of them maybe has got suicidal thoughts, which is a little bit difficult to do couples counselling with them anyway then, but depending on your experience and and stuff like that, you could still do it. And obviously you want to be monitoring that every week to make sure that there's no immediate risk to them as well. So that is this short video, and in terms of a practical exercise, what I'm going to be doing is uploading the couples inventory, so you can just have a little play about with it yourself. If you've got a couple who you're working with at present, some people may already be doing couple, you may want to try it out first of all just on yourself as a little bit of a practice, dummy run, and then try it out with a couple and see how you get on. So that's the little task that you can do for this as well. And like I said, you are going to write up a little bit of an essay, only 200 words or 250 words, whichever, 200 to 250 words. And then all you're going to do is you're going to collect that as evidence that you've completed this module. So, like I say, you know, it's entirely up to you if you want the certificate, but you will have to write up on this unit as well. And obviously you'll have the handouts, and you'll have the actual infantry as well to do a little bit more of a write-up. And you might want to do some critiques on my infantry as well. I'm not saying my infantry is perfect. They probably, well, I would imagine there's lots of infantry for working with couples. This is one that I put together myself based on a number of factors and a number of infantries that I've come across. So I've designed my own one for this. So I'm not saying mine's perfect, and you may not even want to use mine. You may want to use somebody else's. That's absolutely fine. Or you may even want to design your own, depending on, again, how experienced you are and whether you feel competent enough to design your own. That's absolutely fine. You know, go for it. That's what I would say if you feel happy to design your own. So that is it for this unit. I hope you've enjoyed just learning a little bit about the infantries. Like I say, if they're not already underneath the video, they will be very soon, so just keep checking back. I will email people to let them know that all of the worksheets are up and thingy, but I just wanted to get going with this module as soon as possible, really, just so people can get the teeth into it and continue with the program as well. And so again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you very soon in the next video. So thank you and goodbye.